Hey, Movie Club. This is my first time doing this, and really my first time participating in Movie Club, seriously. Evidenced by, obviously, a video response. But, hopefully I'll get more and more into it, and I'd like to do this more and more, because it was kind of fun watching a movie with the intent of making a movie review about it. The movie is about Michael Bloomfisk, which is a journalist who works at a magazine who makes a slanderous sort of article about this politician. And when it turns out that he was set up for it because his sources disappeared and his evidence is all false, well, he's put on trial for it and convicted of it. And before serving his sentence in about 6 months, he decides to take a case from the Vangers, a family whose two daughters used to babysit him when he was younger, so he has a personal connection to it as well. The case is sort of centered around the sudden disappearance of this girl named Harriet, one of the daughters, and Heinrich, the man who hires him, believes that she was murdered by one of the family who was there during the time that Harriet disappeared. So he wants Mikhail to investigate and not necessarily solve it, as he says, but, you know, to put a serious interest into it. So they sign a contract together so that Mikhail would go and investigate this. And meanwhile, the second main character, Lisbeth, she's a sort of hacker and investigator, as far as I got from it. I'm not really sure what her main profession was, but it seems like that was what she did. She investigated people, and I didn't really catch why she was investigating Mikhail at first. I didn't really pay attention too much at the beginning of the movie. I was a little bit distracted by something else, but whatever. She decides to investigate him a little more, and get into his case, and ends up helping him, sending him a few clues to what he's doing in his own case, and eventually the two meet. They try and solve the murder of Harriet Wenger. I really, really like this movie. It's unusual for me to like such a serious movie. I usually don't go for the drama or thriller types. I'm more of a comedy guy myself, but the fact that it was solely focused so much on the mystery rather than making it a drama between characters. I mean, there was drama between the characters, but not so much that it took away from the main plot that this was a murder mystery. You know, they were trying to solve a case. And I think they did that really well. I like the fact that it was done like that intentionally. They focused a lot on the case and just showed glimpses of the characters and their pasts. They didn't want to go too much into it, I think. So I think they did a really, really, really good job with the plot. That being said, I do feel like the characters kind of missed out on it a little bit. Obviously, well, if you watched, Lisbeth did get some progression to it, but Mikhail, I mean, we just got his basic personality, and that's about it. Although I suppose he's sort of a boring guy because she realizes that Mikhail actually has a clean record. He hasn't even got a parking ticket in his life. So I guess it would be pretty boring to go into his past, and the real character progression would be with Lisbeth, who has a lot of dark secrets, as shown throughout the movie. But I liked it. I like this movie, despite it being such a serious tone. And the serious tone kind of goes out throughout the entire movie, which may be a bit much if you don't like that. I know I didn't sort of... I did get distracted a few times during the movie just because it's not my type, but don't let that throw you off. It is a really, really good movie because of that. And I think that the actors who played them, this is a Swedish movie, so they're not really known here, or at least I didn't know that at all. I'm guessing others might, I suppose if you watch the series. But the two actors, Numi Rapace and Michael Nyquist, I think, they did a really good job portraying the main characters. In fact, I'm pretty sure everybody did a really good job. I really like the acting in this movie. It was seriously done, and it was pretty, you know, believable, even. I did kind of have a problem with Lisbeth's character and the way she played her, mostly for the fact that I didn't care too much for the typical gothic, you know, sort of stereotypical girl that they created, but then again, I guess that's how it was in the book. Writer. It was written by Stieg Larsson, and God, I hope I'm pronouncing these somewhat right because I'm bad with foreign names. But I think, yeah, I keep saying it over and over, but the plot is really what holds this movie together, and it's really nice. I mean, the other things to comment on, I mean, I didn't really notice the soundtrack, so that's kind of non-existent to me. I felt that whatever was there added the right tension when it needed to be added. I'm not even going to comment about cinematography because mostly I don't know anything about that. But yeah, I guess that's really my review of this movie, of this Swedish movie that's awesome, and I would definitely recommend this to anybody who wanted to watch. It is pretty heavy, so not exactly, you know, something to sit down and watch with the family, I guess, but that's how it is. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, what the hell rape scene? I don't know why it had to be that in depth with that part. I mean, it seems like such a small thing for the build-up to create a love story later because she's sort of woohoo. I don't understand why they had to focus on that. Obviously, I don't want to be sort of prudish because things like that do happen, but I don't think they needed to go that much in detail with it. I did love the fact that her guardian got his, that was some revenge. So yeah, Movie Club, that was my review. Hopefully I can make more, and hopefully you enjoyed what I do, sort of. Yeah, I've had fun. I had a lot of fun watching this movie, and I hope to make more videos for LTA Movie Club. And I hope to see more of Ali Bongo.